guys, so I just completed another full day of Spark, and I'm trying to get to the 300 mark, but I'm putting in a good amount of hours. But that just goes to show, if you guys put in like the work, put in the hours, you'll get something out of it. So my goal is to eventually hit this at least 5 to 6 times a week. Some days I'm gonna have just 250, which I can't complain about. That's still good. And then there's other days where I might hit 400, depending on the incentives that day. And again, if you guys are wondering what platform I'm using the Spark platform. But in my opinion, I feel like you can do this with any platform that is consistent. So that goes with Instacart, Shipt, Spark, which I'm doing, Lyft, Uber. I don't know if you can do this with DoorDash, because not every hour is busy on DoorDash, but there are days where you can stay consistently busy. And they also have an hourly feature where you can make a consistent 15 an hour, which I wouldn't do. It's not worth it. I'm not sure too much on DoorDash, because if you get paid 15 an hour, do you get to keep the tips? But to me, the 15 an hour is not worth it. I'd rather make at least 30 an hour on other platforms. And it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's more. So, you pick and choose what orders you want to do. My brother is actually doing, on top of his full-time job, he's doing roadie on the side. And he actually bought an extra car, an older, just a beater car, so that he can do these orders. And that's what I plan to do too. I plan to convert this car that I'm in now as my beater car, the car that I just use for orders. I'm gonna have to look into it to see if I have to like file like or do an LLC, open an LLC or whatever it needs to be, so that anything that I put into this car, like I know I can write it off, but I'm not sure if I need to do an LLC. I don't know. As you can tell, I don't know too much about that. But there was one thing, I'm trying to remember what it was, that I was wondering if I'm supposed to turn something into an LLC to kind of maximize the profits, if that makes sense. So any purchases, or I'll just leave it at that. But the plan is to make this the beater car. So this is the car that just does orders. And then when I get my new car, that's just my car just for me. I'll have to plan it out with like insurance, stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys are in the position where you can do any of these gigs full time, I don't recommend doing them full time, but if you are in the position to do so, it is an option. I've always suggested to people, because I do it right now, I'm doing it full time, but I always suggest to people, do it when you're in between jobs, right? Let's say you lost your job, or maybe they laid people off and you were one of them. This is a good thing to kind of keep you afloat, but it should never be something that you depend on, like I am right now. Like I have like a backup plan, so that's why I'm not too worried. Because if anything were to happen with Spark, I could simply just go on Lyft, or I haven't even signed up for Uber yet, but I can jump on Lyft and I can rent a car from them if I really wanted to. And if Spark's not there, Lyft is there, and I can just I could put the time to Lyft and easily hit that requirement that allows me to get the bonus to pay for the rental, or part of the rental. So I have everything planned out, and hopefully you guys do too if you're doing something like this that's full time. If you're doing it part time, that's even better, right? So you have a regular job that's giving you consistent income, and then you're using these gigs as supplemental income. That's how it should be. That's what these gigs are made for. It's supposed to be supplemental. There are people that spend years doing these apps, doing things like Uber, Lyft, full time for years. That is crazy, because you can't guarantee how much money that you're gonna make every single year, because the rates do change from year to year. So that's another thing that I don't like about those platforms, is that they can just change the rates like whenever they want. I remember when Instacart used to pay really, really good. They started paying less and less. And then when 2020 happened, the demand was crazy for shoppers. They needed shoppers left and right. They were paying over, on average, $45 to $50 per batch. Something that would take you 20 to 40 minutes to complete. They were paying that much just so people can go out and do the orders. And I always say in a lot of my videos, I always look back on 2020 and wish I went harder during that time. I was comfortable with 150, 200 a day. I should have kept going harder. That's why right now when I'm doing Spark and I'm working a lot of hours, I enjoy it. It's fun, but I'm not missing another opportunity like I did in 2020. Like, I'm taking advantage while Spark is still hot in my area. Because right now, like today, with the bonuses that I hit today, because I did 7 in a specific area, so they tack on an extra, I think it was $32. And then there's some other bonuses that I hit that I wasn't even trying to hit, but I got them. So the way the bonuses and incentives are laid out, it's kind of complicated. But for the most part, I know that if I hit anywhere from 5 to 7 in a specific zone, I get an extra 32 just for doing that. I don't know if it's like they're low on people in that area or what, but hey, extra money, I'll take it. But guys, let me comment down below what area you guys are in. I'm in, what's my face? I'm in the Boston area. I tend to go up towards New Hampshire though. New Hampshire, I haven't tried the Boston area just yet. I've been having a lot of success in the New Hampshire area. I've gone as far as Maine, because there's one New Hampshire zone that's right on the border of Maine. So some of the customers that I drop off to, like today, they were in Maine. They were on the southern part of Maine, which is pretty dope. So I'm actually traveling through 3 different states. I don't deliver to Mass right now because I'm kind of high up in New Hampshire. I'm closer to that New Hampshire Maine line. So depending on where you guys are, check it out. You are able to change your zone just by typing in whatever zip code that you want to do orders in. So you simply just put that into the location, and it'll populate different zones that are available in that zip code. So, and if you ever have issues with that, you can simply call support. It's on you go into the settings and the number's down there. But guys, the money is there on this app. Like, you can make so much money on this app. And again, it doesn't just have to be Spark. I'm gonna leave the link for Spark down below, but you can do this on Uber, Lyft, Instacart, Shipt. Again, I never say DoorDash because of the pay. The pay is not that good on DoorDash, in my opinion, for my area. If you guys are in a better area, then comment below. I want to know what area that is, because I know some people are making on average $10 per order on DoorDash, which you can stack on 4 to 5 in an hour, make 40, 50 an hour. But in this zone that I'm in, unless I go down to Boston, I'm not making much money here, right? And the traffic down in Boston, and I'm not trying to deal with all that. So I stick to Spark, and I do pretty good on that for now. So I'm gonna ride the wave as long as it lasts. We'll see how long the wave lasts. I know for Instacart back in 2020, that lasted about 7 months, I want to say, where if you went to the big stores like BJ's Wholesale or Costco's, I don't think Sam's Club was in there at the time, but if you went into any of those big wholesale stores, oh man, the orders were even better. People are scared sometimes. I hear it all the time on different platforms. They don't like doing those big wholesale orders because the products are a lot bigger. It's big cases of soda, big cases of water, tissues, big bulky stuff. But the thing is, there's less products because the products are so much bigger, there's less products to select from, and there's less products per order. Very rarely you'll get a customer ordering like 30 products in their BJ's Wholesale or Costco order. Very rarely that happens. The average is like anywhere from 7 items to maybe 18, 20 items per customer. And that's not a lot. And they're getting things like seasonings, maybe a case or two of water, some sodas. Like, it's really not that bad. But back in 2020, boy, I was doing those left and right. And once I would hit a certain number, I would stop. And I'm so mad at myself for not going even further with that. So right now, Spark in my area, in the Massachusetts, New Hampshire area, is popping right now. I know in Chicago, it's good too. I've seen a couple videos on people in Chicago doing very well on Instacart and Spark. But guys, if you have any of these platforms at your fingertips, take advantage. If you turn it on, maybe you're not doing orders that day. If you turn it on and there's good orders, that's a good sign. Every day you sign in, there's good orders back to back to back. That's a good sign. I would take advantage. Maybe you wanna buy something for yourself, or you're trying to move out of your current apartment or house. This is a good way to stack money and then get towards that goal. Work towards that goal. And don't be afraid to work. Don't be afraid to drive far. Don't be afraid of orders that are 10, 15 miles. Make sure they make sense, but don't be afraid to take them, right? Because you're going to make money regardless. Might as well take the order. And while you're doing that order, another order might come through when you're done with that current order. So I'm going to wrap it up, guys. This video has been going on long enough. But again, if you guys are in a good area for orders, comment down below what area you're in. And also, let us know what app you're on, right? Let us know if you're on Spark, Instacart, Uber, Lyft. Which one are you using, right? But until next time, guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.